Hi Jim, good to see you today. Today's lesson we covered a few points relating to your spine angle. I know that spine angle was going to change or remain the same during the golf swing. Now, ideally what we're looking for is for your spine angle to remain the same or at the same angles during the golf swing. Obviously the spine is going to change a little bit as you're moving through the golf swing, but we just want to highlight how your spine changes and how we'd like it to stay. So just pop the line up there. The red line there is just showing your spine angle at the moment. The red circle is just showing the movement that you've got with your head during that golf swing. Again with Luke Donald just showing his spine angle and again with his head movement as well. So as we're going to go through your golf swing, what we said initially was to sort of tilt your body a little bit more. So there you've got a vertical spine angle. We're looking for that to just be leaning slightly away from your target. So we've got you to push your hips a little bit further forward and just tilt your shoulders slightly. So a little bit more than what it is at the moment, but if you look at Luke Donald's there, his spine angle just tilting slightly away from his target. So in that new posture position, what we're looking for is you to maintain that spine angle throughout the swing. So as we take you up to the top of your backswing, you can just see that your hips stay nice and centered. Just finish the swing there. So your hips stay nice and centered. Your head there just moves to the left slightly out of that circle. So now if we have a quick look at now what your spine angle is like. With the yellow line there, you can now see that your spine angle is now pointing towards your target. Now ideally we want to try and maintain the initial spine angle that we'd set in that posture position before we started to swing. Also your knees, your left knees works a little bit to the towards your right hand side, so the gap between your legs there is narrowed. So if we show you a little example of Luke Donald during his backswing, you see there his head stays in that circle and he rotates his body maintaining the same spine angle as he did at address. So if we highlight his spine angle at the top of his backswing, you can see it's just the same as it was in his address position. Also looking at his left knee hasn't travelled to the left, it sort of pops out a little tiny bit, creating slightly less hip rotation as we talked about than yourself there. So we try and keep your legs a little bit quieter during that golf swing, try and get you to rotate your body a little bit more, staying in posture. Now having said all that, when you do start your downswing, you do actually push your hips forwards and get yourself into a pretty good position when you come in to hit that golf ball. So now as we're approaching impact, like I say, you've now got your hips forwards and your spine angle now, we just change the colour, so we'll change it to green now. So your spine angle now has returned to a position where it's now leaning backwards away from your target. So that's not such a bad position that you're getting yourself into when you're approaching the golf ball. So as we have a quick comparison with Luke Donald, you can see now as he's approaching impact, if we use the green line again for himself, you can see that his spine angle again, he's still tilting away from his target, slightly more than it was in his setup position, but again that's because he's pushed and driven his hips forward more towards his target, so that's just increased the angle slightly. So you are getting yourself into pretty good positions there, including your spine angle there. You're getting your hips through nicely and your spine angle is now tilting away from your target. So you are getting fairly good strikes on the golf ball. What I'm just suggesting is that the movement that you've got during that golf swing, if we can try and maintain the correct positions all the way through, is just simplifying that golf swing and making the shots and the consistency of the strike much better. So if you time this swing correctly, you are going to hit some good shots, but mistimed, you're going to get the ball either going to get yourself a little bit steep. As you see there, you've just not quite returned back to that circle, so you can either get yourself a little bit steep and smother the shot, or get a little bit too far behind it and catch the ground first. So just reducing that movement in the golf swing, trying to maintain that spine angle, again will just make the shots and the strikes much more consistent. So we gave you a few drills to work on, which was really setting up into a doorway having the door frame on the left side of your head, trying to maintain the positions of your body during the backswing, so you've no lateral movement to the right, but everything's staying in position again. You reduce, because of the door frame, you reduce that lateral movement to the left. Also, we've got your head obviously fixed on the wall, and we're trying to maintain those positions throughout the golf swing. If you've got any problems with that, just give me a call, but I look forward to seeing you again very soon.